Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to another vidIQ live stream, put together rather quickly because of some major YouTube updates that were announced yesterday that I'm going to go into a lot more detail on during this live stream. And what we're basically going to do is talk about the announcement, then I'm going to give you my opinions on it, and then I'm going to open it up to you guys for the rest of the live stream. So just before we jump into the main topic here, I just want to do a sound check, make sure that everybody can hear me, and I'll do a couple of shout outs as we start this live stream. So hello once again to Cookie Man Boy, still has the best username in these live streams. JAB's Adventures, Amira's Kitchen, Gamer 2004, Amiri Tazvalossi, a Russian name there that I'm not even going to pretend to announce, New Production Pictures, Kerrington Welsh. Wow, there's a lot of people in here, so the chat's going very quickly. Neil Hargraves as well. Hello to you. It sounds as if you can all hear me, which is brilliant news. So let's jump into this. It's probably going to be about 10 to 20 minutes of me just talking to you about these changes. And what we're really looking at here is what YouTube have recently announced yesterday, Tuesday the 16th of January, and I'm just going to read this out verbatim from the YouTube creators Google blog. It should be in the description. I think I put the link down there, and it will lead you to this page. And yeah, to begin with, so right now I can't see any of your chat messages, so I do apologise for that, but I'm just going to read this out just in case you're not aware of this so far. These are the changes that are going to be affecting all YouTubers within the next month. So it starts off, 2017 marked a tough year for many of you, with several issues affecting our community and the revenue earned from advertising through the YouTube Partnership Programme, otherwise known as YPP. Well, there we go. Oh, maybe I can do it like that. Hang on. That looks a little better, doesn't it? Doing some live changing of screens to see if that reads better. Okay, so now we can see the live stream even better. I'll carry on. Despite those issues, more creators than ever are earning a living on YouTube, with a number of channels making over six figures, so that's $100,000, up over 40% year over year. In 2018, a major focus for everyone at YouTube is protecting our creator ecosystem and ensuring your revenue is more stable. As Susan, that's the CEO of YouTube, mentioned in December, we're making changes to address the issues that affected our community in 2017, so we can prevent what they call bad actors from harming inspiring and original creators around the world who make their living on YouTube. A big part of our effort will be strengthening our requirements for monetization, so spammers, impersonators, and other bad actors can't hurt our ecosystem or take advantage of you, while continuing to reward those who make our platform great. So this is where we get to the interesting, important stuff regarding you as video creators. Back in April of 2017, we set a YPP eligibility requirement of 10,000 lifetime views. While that threshold provided more information to determine whether a channel followed our community guidelines and policies, it's been clear over the last few months that we need a higher standard. Starting today, effectively yesterday, we are changing the eligibility requirement for monetization to 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. So just to focus that on that a little bit, 4,000 hours, I'm not sure why they've put it in hours since you get your analytics in minutes, but 4,000 hours equates to 240,000 minutes of watch time, or from another point of view, 20,000 minutes of watch time per month, if you're going to look at it over a 12-month period. We've arrived at these new thresholds after thorough analysis and conversation with creators like you. They will allow us to significantly improve our ability to identify creators who contribute positively to the community and help drive more ad revenue to them and away from bad actors. These higher standards will also help us prevent potentially inappropriate videos from monetizing, which can hurt revenue for everyone. So this is, where are we now? Here we go. So there's immediate change there for YouTubers who have not yet met the criteria, but it's also going to affect existing YouTubers who are currently monetized, and this is a paragraph of importance. On February 20th, 2018, we'll also implement this threshold across existing channels on the platform to allow for a 30-day grace period. On that date, channels with fewer than 1,000 subs or 4,000 watch time hours will no longer be able to earn money on YouTube. So it looks as if there's a bit of a grace there, that currently YouTubers who are monetized can either get 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours, because for new YouTubers wanting to monetize, they need both of those criteria. So whether that's a bit of a typo or a little bit of a gift, I'm not sure. When they reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours, they will automatically be reevaluated. So it looks as if it's a bit of a typo there earlier on. Under strict criteria to ensure that they comply with our policies. New channels will need to apply, and their applications will be evaluated when they hit these milestones. Through these changes, this will affect a significant number of channels. 99% of those affected were making less than $100 per year in the last year, with 90% earning less than $2.50 in the last month. So that would be $30 over the year. Any of the channels who no longer meet this threshold will be paid what they've already earned based on our AdSense policy, and we'll get back to that a little later. After thoughtful consideration, we believe these are necessary compromises to protect our community. Of course, size alone is not enough to determine whether a channel is suitable for monetization. So we'll continue to use signals like community strikes, spam, and other abuse flags to ensure we're protecting our creator community from bad actors. As we continue to protect our platform from abuse, we want to remind all of you to follow YouTube's community guidelines, monetization basics, policies, terms of service, and the Google AdSense program policies, as violating any of these may lead to removal from the YouTube partner program. It continues, while this change will tackle the potential abuse of a large but disparate group of smaller channels, we also know that the bad actions of a single large channel, they might as well put Logan Paul in parentheses there, can also have an impact on the community and how advertisers view YouTube. We'll be working to schedule conversations with our creators in the months ahead so we can hear your thoughts and ideas and what more we can do to tackle that challenge. One of YouTube's core values is to provide anyone the opportunity to earn money from a thriving channel. And while our policies will evolve over time, our commitment to that value remains. Those of you who want more details around this change or haven't yet reached the new 4,000 hours or 1,000 subscriber threshold can continue to benefit from our Creator Academy Help Center and all the resources at the Creator site to help grow your channel, as well as vidIQ, small plug there. Even though 2017 was a challenging year, thanks to creators like you, it was full of moments to make YouTube such a special place. Creators, large and small, established and emerging, transformed their talent and originality into videos that captivated over 1 billion people around the world. They made us laugh, taught us about the world, and warmed our hearts. We're confident the steps we're taking today will help protect and grow our inspiring community well into the future. Those are the facts coming from YouTube. Now, let's have a look at some personal thoughts. And these are going to be thoughts that come from me. They don't necessarily associate themselves with vidIQ. This is what I think as a video creator who's previously had their own channel and is now working to help other video creators help grow their channels and get more views. So one thing you've got to realize when YouTube are implementing different policies is that the ad revenue affects everyone. So financially speaking, this harms YouTube as much as it does you. It's a revenue split when YouTube are selling adverts on their platform and you're receiving a portion of that income. I think the split is 55 you, 45 YouTube, unless there's another partner that you're signed up to gets involved. if YouTube doesn't earn any money, you don't earn any money. So it's never been in their interest to just arbitrarily decide this set of video creators is not going to get any money and we're not going to lose anything from it. We're just harming the creators. YouTube have presumably a model of business where they need to earn revenue, which they can share with you, but they have to do it in a safe manner, and they've got to answer to stakeholders and advertisers in that manner. So don't just think of it personally of YouTube attacking you. In a sense, they're having to harm themselves in order to benefit from this, benefit from the income for everyone. Now, another thing to think about is a lot of people are saying that this has all come about because of the recent controversy with Logan Paul, and he's been heavily hit with it, and many of the big YouTubers have focused on him. And I would look at it from this point of view. For every Logan Paul who has 15 million subscribers creating debatable content, controversial, there's likely dozens of other channels with maybe 1,500 subscribers or 100 subscribers, any channel that has enough to monetize their content, who are making the same questionable content that harms YouTube. So for every high-profile mistake or controversy that YouTube has to deal with, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of smaller issues that advertisers are bringing up and people are complaining about that YouTube have to deal with. So they have to look at it from a holistic approach. Yes, obviously the big YouTuber needs to be punished for their actions, and probably quicker than what happened, but they also have to think about monetization for YouTubers all across the board. And that would be my second point. The third point is a shift from views to watch time is important because YouTube obviously analyzes watch time and perceives watch time as more important than views. And it's harder, at least, to game the system in terms of getting 10,000 views. You could probably do that relatively easy. But for watch time, that's based on minutes. It's not simply people clicking on a video and watching it. It's all about people watching the video and finding value in the content, which leads to minutes. So that at least gives YouTube a little more info about audience retention and minutes watched. So I do agree with the shift from views to watch time makes sense. Next thing, I think, and this is something that I address to YouTube, is they need to use more common sense when monitoring larger channels with, dare I say it, humans. How the Logan Paul video managed to trend on YouTube for a certain length of time without it being picked up seems quite an oversight, and it was up to the channel author, Logan Paul himself, to take the video down. I don't think YouTube were involved in actually taking the video down. It was the creator himself after the backlash from the YouTube community. So common sense needs to be applied there. There needs to be somebody with some power or authority who's watching channels which may produce controversial content where they can immediately see it within the first hour and think, no, that's probably not suitable. We need to put a temporary pause on this video, contact the author or whatnot. So yeah, whether it's through YouTube staff watching these videos or YouTube ambassadors, like they assign a certain number of moderators that YouTube can trust, who can watch these large channels, or to give power to trusted YouTube influencers, so people with over 1 million subscribers, they may be able to sign up for a program which gives them the power to contact somebody YouTube directly in an instant and say, look, I think the video from this channel may be an issue, you need to look at it now. Almost like a YouTube bat phone. They can immediately pick up a phone and contact somebody with influence and importance at YouTube, so it can be reported much quicker than what happened. I think YouTube needs to take more ownership and responsibility. Granted, that's hard to do when there's 400 hours of content being uploaded every minute. Now, let's move on to monetization. And let me stress again, these are my personal views, and you might not like these views, but this is what I feel about the change in monetization. Depending on the time of year, 240,000 minutes of watch time represents, in the region, and this can fluctuate massively depending on where you are in the world, CPMs, the type of videos that you're making. This represents between 100 and 200 US dollars, 240,000 minutes. So in the grand scheme of things, if you're looking to build your channel into something significant, that's not a lot of money to really worry about or consider. And it aligns nicely with the AdSense thresholds for paying out. I think it's about 100 US dollars that you would have to earn through YouTube revenue before AdSense will pay you any money. So that makes complete sense to me. And if you're thinking about $100, $200, when your channel has got 1,000 subscribers and 240,000 minutes of watch time, earning money from that content should be the last thing that you're thinking about. It should be the last thing on your mind at this point in the development of your channel. Should be monetization. If that's your driving force, then I think you need to ask some questions about why you want to be a YouTuber. And this sort of leads on to my final point before I open it up to you guys. If you're feeling frustrated or annoyed or feeling left out, feeling like YouTube is targeting you personally, at this point, because of the changes YouTube have made, I think you might be doing YouTube all wrong. Your focus beyond monetization at any point should be focusing on your audience. The content that you produce is far more important than being able to monetize it. That should come naturally and will do if you focus on your content. Developing your brand, working hard, and hustling on the variables that you can control. Because I'm sure many YouTubers who've been in the business for a while and have earned money out of it will say the same thing, that you are completely at the whim of YouTube and always have been in terms of AdSense revenue. They can press a button, flick a switch, snap their thumbs, and everything comes crashing down. But that's what you agreed and entered into when you started to make YouTube content. So, really, I can't stress this enough as a YouTuber myself who has monetized channels in the past, that monetization shouldn't be the end goal when you're such a small channel. It's not going to be sustainable. Yes, it might give you maybe $20, $30 to buy a game or a slightly better camera, but those shouldn't be the most important things at that point. And if you're so caught up on the idea of monetizing your channel, you're going to be sacrificing so many other opportunities to develop yourself as a video content creator. So consider that. If money is your motivating factor, and there are reasons why you can't grow your channel because it's such a niche area, then concentrate on other revenue streams that you can control. That might be selling products through your channel, which is kind of what we do here at vidIQ. It might be affiliate links, so you're talking about products that people may go and buy on Amazon, and you can set links up there in your video description. Brand deals, so that means that a company has contacted you. We want to sponsor you for this video. We're going to pay you $100. You just need to mention it in the video, and it's product placement. It's not at the whim of AdSense revenue. And merchandising, that could be another route where you're selling t-shirts, and I know many people have asked for these t-shirts, whatnot. So yeah, those are the revenue streams that you have more control over, as opposed to YouTube's ad revenue. Now, I know what some of you are going to say at this point. If your answer to that, to all these different revenue streams, is my channel's not big enough to do any of that, I don't have a big enough audience, well, that goes back to focusing on your audience, your content, your brand building, at which point you'll be able to capitalize from those revenue streams. And by that point, you'll probably have 240,000 minutes of watch time, 1,000 subscribers, which means that you can monetize your YouTube channel. So Personally speaking, again, I don't think the changes that YouTube have implemented here should really impact the people that it's actually affecting, because those YouTubers should be really concentrating a lot more on their channels at that point in time. Now, those are my opinions, and I fully appreciate that you may completely disagree with those comments. So I would love to hear your opinions and feedback in the live chat now. I think I'm done talking. That was about 20 minutes, perfect timing, and I do apologize for the technical glitch there. But yeah, those are my feelings on it. And one other thing I will say, a lot of people have been asking in the comments on vidIQ that you've been waiting for monetization for 30 or 40 days because you met the previous criteria. Well, this is probably why your channel wasn't being monetized, because YouTube was setting up this change in the way they monetize their channels. So if you've been waiting, you probably weren't eligible, and now you're going to have to work to these new scale, these new targets, milestones, so to speak. Okay, so that's me done. Let's go over to some of your comments here, and I'll see if I can help you out. Thank you very much, by the way, Extra Sessions Media. You are one of the moderators here, and it looks as if you've been filtering out some comments, so cheers about that. So Amira's Kitchen, you're crying after hearing all this. So, and you're saying that you've worked 3 months, for 3 months for no reason. Well, that's simply not the truth. You're working very hard on what should be important right now. Working on your channel, building those subscribers and the watch time. And as I said before, the money you might get from your channel at this point, if you've not reached these milestones, is really not much to shout about at the moment. So don't worry about these changes. You need to be just working hard at building your channel, and you'll reach a point where you almost forget that you're able to monetize your content. Like, just to give you a personal story, when I was starting my own channel, I was just making videos every day, practicing on my craft, making sure that the content was better, making sure that my videos reached an audience. And about over 6 months, I think I got maybe 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, whatever it was, 100,000 views maybe. I wasn't thinking at all about monetization at that point. And when I decided to do monetization, I didn't have any problems with it being accepted because I was well over the threshold. And then when I started doing monetization, I was still earning only maybe $1 or $2 a day. So that's what, $500 over the course of the year. So it was very much small fry. So that's all I can say to anybody who's thinking that they want to quit just because they can't monetize a relatively small channel at this point. So Top 10 King said, my channel passed 10k limit 3 weeks ago, but still under review. So yeah, as I say, I think YouTube have probably just put a halt on anybody, on reviewing any channels at that level before posting out of this new policy. And it may be another month. Even if you still pass that threshold, it may be another month before YouTube catch up, because they've probably got a lot of backlog to catch up with there, unfortunately. HD Gamer, I'm not doing any channel reviews in this particular video. I'm concentrating more on this topic that's come up today. So, will donations still be turned on if you aren't partnered now? Not sure on that one. That's probably a question specifically to ask YouTube. There's lots of things that are feeding off of this policy change, which are probably causing a lot of headaches. For example, if you think about YouTube partners, such as Full Screen, that may affect some of the channels that are currently signed up with them. So yeah, YouTube partners were probably going to be having to look at these policies and issue statements themselves. So if you are partnered with a particular YouTube partner, then you'll definitely want to contact them through Twitter or whatnot. Can you get verified with any 50 subs? Blazing comment, no. The answer is definitely no these days. I think the minimum verification limit now is 100,000 subscribers. We're waiting on our verification. We're hoping to get that soon, but there's no real way that you can influence YouTube on that. It's up to them, or unless you know somebody up there in the higher ranks of YouTube. Nithan No Rival said, my channel reached 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watch time. And 500,000 views in 1 month, but not approved of AdSense. Please help. So yeah, as I say, I think with all of this that's going on with YouTube at the moment, they're going to have some huge backlogs, and a lot of people just like you who are in this world of uncertainty at the moment. And I would say just be patient, continue building your channel, and eventually YouTube will sort this out. But in the meantime, if your channel is getting to that size, maybe you want to look at those other revenue streams, whether it be brand deals, merchandising, and so on. Liferama, will the watch time be counted if a video is shared in other social media? If you're talking about if it's posted on Facebook and it's a native Facebook video or Twitter video, then no. It will still have to be a YouTube video to get the credit for the watch time. So if it's embedded on a website as a YouTube video, then yes, it would. But if it's shared as a non-YouTube video, then no. It needs to be tied into your channel to get the watch time. So yeah, gossip, news and football, as I've said, there's probably going to be a backlog that YouTube needs to go through, and hopefully they'll get that sorted out soon. Bosna Zapadna, please be honest, should I do a live stream? More than ever, because live stream is more watch time than a regular video. I need 340 more hours more until February to get it. By all means, if you enjoy doing watch time live streams, then absolutely, that is certainly a big thing that's being pushed by YouTube at the moment, to do live streams. And if you enjoy them, go for it. 340 hours of watch time in a month. I don't know how big your channel is, but it doesn't sound as if you need well, you're 90% of the way there. So get on it. Will live stream count to my channel watch time? I believe it will do, because if it comes up in your analytics, then it should count as watch time. I don't see why it wouldn't. Do you think YouTube will raise the standard again next year? I think they will keep it as is unless there is another big controversy. There's probably still gaps and loopholes in this new requirement that people may exploit. And again, if there's another big issue with a major YouTuber, it could change. But I think they've spent a good month, 2 weeks since the Logan Paul controversy, working on this. Although I don't think this policy necessarily affects Logan Paul issue, but usually these things tend to stick around for at least 18 to 24 months. King Luna, you're asking how much watch time do you need? I'm not sure if you got the answer earlier on, but it's 240,000 minutes or 4,000 hours of watch time plus 1,000 subscribers. YouTube Warehouse says, I made £56 on YouTube in 2 months and I don't meet the guidelines. I have 1,000 subs and my videos are sound effects, so even if I get a lot of views and watch time not high enough. £60 is fresh lol. I think no, fresh all. I may have missed something out there. So yeah, I mean, this policy is not ideal for everyone. I can understand how it might be difficult for some channels who do how-tos, where viewers don't necessarily subscribe to the channel. They just pick off one video from your channel. So getting to 1,000 subscribers might be difficult. It'd be interesting to know from YouTube what the statistics are, how many channels there are with over 4,000 hours of watch time, but less than 1,000 subscribers. They must have fixed on that number for a reason, but obviously we don't have that answer here. So yeah, Play with Greg saying, that's me, I've got a lot of views but not many subs. I guess that might be because you've had one video that's gone viral maybe, and it's difficult to grab subscribers from that one video. So in that respect, then that means that to get more subscribers, you really need to build a channel that viewers want to come back to, whether it's tutorials or whether it's because it's you as a person or a brand. You you have to think of a channel from a wider aspect. But yeah, I do admit that could be difficult. So Savvy Boy saying I have over 142,000 views but only 679 subs. So yeah, it does sound as if there's one or two people who are falling into this issue of meeting one criteria but not the other. So you have a month to try and get those subs up. I guess you could say some people might just be posting videos now saying, look, to help me out, my audience, I meet one criteria, but I don't make 1,000 subs. So it would really mean a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel. Or they'll start spamming other channels, and this sub for sub thing may become, in a weird way, necessary. So yeah, just thinking about that, YouTube could shoot themselves in the foot by encouraging sub for sub to get people over 1,000 subscribers, even if they already have the watch time met. So that's something that's very interesting to consider. And I hope it doesn't mean that YouTube's going to be flooded with sub for sub comments. Please don't post that in the live chat. So Pam says, I have over 6 million view minutes and 3,000 subs. Am I well-rounded? You're very much going in the right direction there. I wish I could remember how many days that is, 6 million watch time. But yeah, that sounds brilliant to me. Keep up with it. Fortunately, I can't really jump into any channels and see specifically what's going on here, but it sounds like you're doing everything right there. I suppose there's a question back to you. Have you monetized your content? Did you really think about that when you were building your channel, or is it something that you just came naturally as part of the process? One Up Tech says, I have 258 subs and my goal is to get 1,000 subs so companies can send me stuff to review. Don't care about them sending me money. I just want to review tech. So an avenue for you down the line might be to do brand deals. That is a way forward to do tech reviews. But don't rely on people sending you tech products, because when you get sent Bluetooth speakers and mice, which is probably what you're going to be sent as a smaller channel, there's 1,000,001 videos going around on those topics. So just be wary of that if that's the way you want to go. Kojak says, I'm 9,000 subscribers, 27 million minutes watched. I can't equate minutes to subs at the moment. That's kind of going to be a new standard, isn't it? People are not going to say I've got 10,000 subscribers and 1 million views. They're going to say I've got 10,000 subscribers and 49 million minutes watched, and you're going to go, how much is that? So yeah, maybe that's how we're going to look at YouTube in the future. Some interesting thoughts and opinions coming out here. Somebody saying how to get products for review. I would just simply contact the companies and say, look, I do a YouTube channel. Usually push the video that's got the most views. This is my potential reach. Would you like me to review your product? You will find that as your channel grows, they start contacting you, and then you have to say no. That's happened to me many times on my other channel. Must have been contacted 100 times to review different iPhone cases. And it's just really what's important to you. But again, don't focus too much on product reviews for small items, because there's thousands of YouTubers doing that. And does that really appeal to an audience? My thoughts there, of course. See that Dustin and Extra Session Media are doing very good job here moderating. I do really appreciate that. So Family Time here asking an interesting one. Can you use MCMs like Freedom if you don't meet the requirements? I think that's a big question that's going to be put towards the MCMs now. I would have thought that the majority, probably 95 to 99% of the channels within MCMs already meet the criteria, because they are relatively low, still considering, but there might be some special deals going on. But yeah, I think I would keep an eye on their social media feeds and see how they react to this, because that is something that they will very definitely have to something to think about. Cheers, Ryan Celsius. I appreciate that there. Not really talking about vidIQ tools in this one, but it's always nice to be appreciated that we're doing a good job there. cmask.com. How to rank your videos for a specific keyword. I've seen some channels hack a specific keyword. We have videos on this, how to rank for keywords. The key is find a topic that's underserved by YouTube, but it's in high demand. In my particular example, I looked at iPhone tips, and then how to record your iPhone screen. So I went down 2 or 3 layers to find a really specific topic that a lot of people wanted to know how to do, but YouTube didn't have a de facto good video on it. I did that, and it caused my other channel to grow quite significantly. There are videos. There's a video case study on vidIQ, so check it out. Hope that helps. Good luck, family time, if you've applied for monetization today. Avil12, what partner networks do you recommend after the policy change? I wouldn't really be able to recommend a particular MCN. Obviously, there are a couple that do include vidIQ. I think Scale Labs is one, but I would have to check on what the other ones are. But it's up to you, really. And another thing you think about is, if you just got monetization, you don't really want to worry too much about partnering up with a MCN just them, because there's probably so many things going on in your head. So yeah, don't worry too much about that. Let them start contacting you, and don't sign up for the first one. Just sort of look at if they're gonna So I would say wait for them to contact you, and then see how they contact you. If they just send a generic email, then you need to send an email back saying, yeah, this is a copy and pasted email. I want you to tell me exactly why I should join your network. Why do you think my channel suits you? And then that means they have to do a bit more research, and then you'll see whether you're getting a personal touch. So that's just maybe a small tip about MCNs. So the Doberman guy asks, when you're reading YouTube communication about this, don't you feel that what is said is not what it is? What about 1 year from now and riser requirements again? I think if any company made a decision and set it in stone for 5 to 10 years, that would be the potential death of them. YouTube have to be a little proactive, and then think about the future as well. As I said, I don't think the monetization policy has changed in the last 2 or 3 years, and we're in the digital age where things change very quickly, and considering how big YouTube is and how successful it is, I don't think they do too bad with the changing of these policies. The problem is with YouTube, many people complain about this, is the lack of communication and direct contact you can get with YouTube. They'll make this policy change, and we'll all talk about it in the YouTube universe, and we won't hear much from YouTube, and they'll be very slow to react. Case in point, the Logan Paul controversy. So, it's a double-edged sword, and I can appreciate the difficulties such a large company will have. One Uptake simply says Amazon Tube, so there is a competitor potentially coming out here who will maybe happily monetize your content, or happily provide you with those affiliate links to sell products. So yeah, there's a competition coming along. If you're not happy with what's going on YouTube here, well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You've learned some video creating skills and how to build a channel. Maybe just do it on another platform that's more receptive to your requirements. So you don't have to stay on YouTube forever, but I think YouTube is going to be difficult to shift. I'm going to give us another five minutes here, and then we'll end this live stream. But I've really enjoyed your comments and your feedback. I hope you've enjoyed what what we've been talking about here. Well, not enjoyed the policy change from YouTube, but hope you found my thoughts and the conversation interesting. I'll just quickly repeat my thoughts on it before I look at some of your Mario comments. Financially speaking, this policy change harms YouTube as it does you, because if YouTube's not earning money, you're not earning money. For every Logan Paul controversy, there's probably dozens, if not hundreds, of similar issues that are happening a lot lower down the totem pole that YouTube's got to deal with, which is another reason why the policy changes have come in. A shift from views to watch time for the requirements makes sense, because watch time is more difficult to game, and YouTube says watch time is most important, or one of the most important factors in their algorithm. YouTube needs to use a bit more common sense when looking at larger channels that are trending on YouTube and react faster, maybe by giving a bit more power to humans and not AI that might not manage those situations very well. And depending on the time of year and the CPMs, 240,000 minutes, which is a minimum requirement, equates to about $100 to $200 in ad revenue, which is the threshold. AdSense threshold is $100. So even then, even before that, you can't touch the money, which makes sense. It's kind of, the requirement is that you must, in theory, earn $100 in watch time before we'll allow you to actually monetize your content. And the biggest point, if you're frustrated about this and you think that YouTube's personally attacking you and now I can't monetize my content with the requirements, you're doing YouTube wrong. Your channel is not really big enough, and I don't mean it in an insulting way. Your channel is just not ready or needs to be monetized. You should be concentrating on other things, and monetization should be almost the afterthought of bringing in income for the channel at that point. So those are just to repeat my thoughts. So what are you guys still talking about? King Luna, yeah, I mean, just encouragement here. Don't give up. Keep posting videos. If you think about it, there could be thousands of YouTube video creators who just give up because of this announcement. That gives you an opportunity. So where there is controversy, there is potential opportunity. You continue to work harder, faster, create more content, better content. You'll reach that monetization level, and then you can start monetizing your content. I can't get posts on Reddit. Any ideas? That's from Gamer Corey. Reddit is a very sensitive area to post content. You want to be really careful. You need to be probably a member of a community before you start posting on Reddit, or it's just considered spam. So yeah, contribute to communities before you start posting on Reddit. It may work, but it's a shot in the dark, needle in a haystack type of thing. Fireblaze, can you give me some tips on growing my YouTube channel? Just subscribe to vidIQ. We don't usually do videos about YouTube monetization policies, but we do a vast number of videos on tips, how to grow your channel, and of course the vidIQ tool, so download that. Ender Keenan is asking, I wonder when you will reach the requirement, how long will it take for YouTube to review and make sure you are following the community guidelines? When I first did it, I think it took a week or two, but this is going back a few years now. I'm not sure what the speed is, but because of these changes, I think there's going to be a huge backlog that will require YouTube to catch up. So I think there may be a period here of a month or so where not many channels are getting monetized because they're waiting to hit that February 20th deadline for some of the channels that are in this grace period. King Luna asks, what should small channels do to grow their channel? Find a topic that you're really passionate about, something that you can cover better than anyone else and give better value to than anyone else. So think smaller scale, think longer tail keywords, not simply Fortnite, for example, a game, but how to use the best weapons at a low level at Fortnite. So really drilling down there. So something that you're passionate about, but something specific as well, to try and make that breakthrough video. I hope they have a real person to review your channel and not a bot. They would probably need to employ about 1,000 members of staff to do that, if not more. So yeah. Okay, I think we're going to draw this live stream to an end. I do really appreciate your comments here, and I hope you found this live stream informative, and I hope I've given you some sort of encouragement there. I know I've been a little bit negative on perhaps some of the attitude of small YouTubers who aren't happy with these monetization changes, but I can't stress enough that the importance of monetization at the point you're at with these policies in place is so minuscule that you're thinking of the wrong things. If monetization is here when you have 900 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time, you're thinking about YouTube wrongly. It should be way down here. And then the other things such as building your audience, finding a niche area that you're really passionate about, improving your video skills, working on YouTube metadata and using tools from vidIQ to help you. Yeah, that's what you want to be focusing on at that point. So we're going to end the live stream here. I'll give you just a minute to say your goodbyes to everyone. And thank you again to Extra Sessions Media and Dustin for moderation. I really do appreciate that. I'll try and get some more moderators involved in this in the future to help spread the load. And I'm not expecting you two moderators to moderate every live stream, but it is very much appreciated. So yeah, bye to Ender Keenum, One Up Tech, Avi12, Gamer 2004. I really appreciate you all joining this live stream, and I will probably be back later on in the week with the usual vidIQ Hangout live stream. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your video making day, whether you're monetized or not. Keep producing videos, keep sharing them, and your channel will grow.